My chip. Let's see if everything is working fine. Let's check. Let's check. Yeah, I think got it on. Perfect, perfect. My chip. Is everything okay? Yeah, I suppose. Okay. Good. Oh yeah, I'm not on. Okay, sorry. All right, so yeah, welcome back to another live stream series of English. Here we go. And yeah, let's say since World Cup was, let's say, having some problem with rights, copyrights and all this stuff, so we cannot live stream it, the series about World Cup anymore. So we are very sorry about that. However, we will try to compensate with some popular, or let's say some familiar topic, some familiar subject that you can actually apply it to your daily life. We're going to come and say that World Cup series with all other topics, so don't worry about that, all right? This live stream is really good. I think it's still too far. So we should okay. So yeah, talking about this live stream today, we're talking about vacations. And I think previously, let's say the past, I have conducted a live stream or yeah, a live stream about traveling, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it was traveling. And yeah, this some extra tips and there are some extra um, or so yeah, some about traveling and vacation. Say vacation is another aspect. Looks pretty much the same to traveling. However, vacation would spend more on lays more on the activity. Let's say. Yeah, traveling. Let's say when you mention the term travel, so you travel. It not always means travel for relaxing, right? But travel, you can go travel for work or travel to another country or anything like that. But yeah, for the work location, I think it means more on the relaxing side. So yeah, let's say this live stream is somewhat different from the other live stream we conducted earlier. So no mistake between those two, right? Okay. Firstly, we have a very first discussed question. So how often do you go on vacation? Well, yeah, this is a question for you, not for me. However, if you need to answer this question, I think like how often I go on vacation, maybe 3 times a year, or some years, let's say 2 times a year or 3 times a year. I think maximum 4 times a year. That is my maximum. Not really often, but yeah, let's say better have some than none, right? So either way, yeah, I think that would be the optimal or the maximum maximum vacations I can make during a year myself. But for some other friends or some from my friends, and I'm talking about my experience. Talking about my friends, let's say I don't know what they're doing, but they have a lot of time for vacation. So let's say a check-in photos in a province. Yeah, I'm talking because yeah, we're just students and we cannot go. Well, I think the connection is unstable. We cannot do, let's say, something so dramatic. However, let's say in there was an event, let's say in 1 week, I remember he traveled to the three provinces, and yeah, that is quite a vacation. But for me, I don't have that much of time. So I just spend like 2 or 3 days vacations and so maybe 2 or 3 times, maximum 4 times a year. And that's it because I cannot have time for it. But I would love to have one, like right now. Okay. Yeah, I think, I think we have some internet problem. But I don't know if you're watching this live stream, but however, if you're watching the live stream, please comment help. All right. So yeah, there is the discuss question. Let me know your answer in the comment section and know you never do. Okay. I know. All right. Thank you. So you're talking about vacation. We're gonna give you a thorough guide, not really a guide, however, just some suggestions that you can use for your vacation to make it a better experience, to make it more memorable, or to make it more enjoyable. All right, so here are best season for vacation. Yeah, actually, I can. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Appreciate it. So here are 4 different seasons. We're gonna best time, right? The best time we're gonna divide into 4 seasons. It's not the seasons, like the normal season, but this is just the best time. So we divide four. There are 4 main seasons. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so first off, we have the off season. So almost every travel destinations has an off season. And if it's an off season for a reason, because usually it's because the weather is so terrible that you won't be able to experience the main attractions or the tourist attractions or the landmarks and anything like that. But in some locations, the days are very short in the winter, and there are few activities to pursue anticipates or sight to see after dark. So for example, Europe is far enough north that during the winter it's dark by 5 p.m. And the weather is often cold, windy, wet, and icy. So that is why we call it the off season. So in this season, let's say it doesn't attract tourists in some certain places. However, the off season is the season that doesn't really attractive to tourists. So traveling during this time can be very beneficial because you can avoid the crowd, of course, and airfare and hotel room may be at the cheapest price of the year. Yeah, you can get it here. It may be at the cheapest price during the year because you know what? During the off season, like there are not many tourists, there are not many people comes to that place, so that they try to lower the price in order to attract more of the tourists. However, yeah, so this is a very good opportunity for you to have a good stay with a cheap price. Okay, mhm. But yeah, please bear in mind that tourist attraction may have reduced hours, right? Or not even open in all anticipations for low demand. So you can understand that during low demand or when there is mainly tourist, these attraction or these tourist attraction was meant to be open to tourists, right? So during these off season, there are not a lot of tourists, so that is why they limit the opening time, as well as they might not even open. So yeah, bear in mind, do some research before planning for your destination when going on your vacation in the off season. That was a very good punchline, isn't it? Yeah. I suppose. Okay. We have shown seasons. So was savvy, experienced, and adventurous travelers are better options. The shoulder seasons. So shoulder season is the season between the high seasons and the off seasons. High season is the time that it attract a lot of tourists. Completely opposite of the off season. So yeah, shoulder season is something in between. So when lodging travel expenses are moderate and weather is manageable. As with the off season, the shoulder season varies by its location. So it may also occur more than once a year. So for example, in many European destinations, shoulder seasons occur in both the spring and the early fall. So in addition to saving you money, shoulder seasons travel means avoiding the worst crowds. Okay, but let's say the problem for many adults, uh, for many people, okay, let's say many people, nowadays would be about the time they have. Oh shit, this is cold. Give me one second, this is cold. Yeah, what would be the time they have to spend? Yeah, the limitation of time they have for the patient. So yeah, we're talking about the work considerations here. So if you're an adult, you can technically do whatever you want, right? But in any job, there are better and worse time of the year to take a vacation. So yeah, you can understand, so when I mentioned to this point, you can clearly think that don't schedule your vacation or don't schedule your trip to anywhere during a crunch time or the busy season. So let's say for different type of what is that called? Different type of business. Oh yeah, how stupid ones. For different type of business, there are different busy season. So let's say for marketing and production business, you can see like they are very busy at the end of the year. So let's say at the end of the year is the most frequent busy time for every business. But yeah, let's say traveling during the end of the year would be the good options. It would be a good option because even if your vacation is approved, your boss and your coworker, your colleague will not appreciate your decision to leave everyone else with more work than all with what they already want. So yeah. Mm, okay, so in order to let's say have some time for you during this season, the the busy season, okay, let's call it a busy season. So to maximize the time you do get off, many people don't work between the week of Christmas and the New Year's. So many employees grant some off these days to their grant some or all of these days to their employee and as pet company holiday. So yeah, this is a good opportunity for you to make some overtime skills. And I don't think that overtime is just holiday skills, but if you take some of your own vacation days to either end the period, you can take a longer vacation while using fewer vacation days. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but sometimes. All right. Thank you. But if it doesn't make sense to you, just put your question in comment section down below. And yeah, I will try to explain it again for you. Okay. So so that work is the problem for the adults. However, the kids or the youth also have some problem with that. So we're talking about the school schedule. So if you are in school or will be traveling with school-age children, academic schedule will play a major role in your trip planning. So yeah, so let's say just plan carefully before with your children, if you're traveling with them or if you have one. But let's say plan carefully with your children's schedule. in order not to mess up anything upon their study, as well as, let's say, making the vacation less fun or less enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, that is all about the best time we can have, or best time we can choose for a vacation. But yeah, let's say perspectively, or from my perspective, I think the best time for traveling would depend mostly on the location and the season you choose. Hmm, right, for example, right? So for some really crowded places in Vietnam, like in Taiwan, you can see people go there during holidays, of course, and people go there during summer, of course. And yeah, maybe even if it is not I don't think these two places have the off season. However, there are some best time for you to visit these two places. Depends on your demand, right? Or your preferences, I suppose. So, from my experience, the best time for traveling to Vũng is around, let's say, no, that it would be too rainy. Okay, it would be around May or June. So that is just before the rainy season. So you can enjoy some of the summer without getting caught up in the rain. As well as during this time, I think the students, let us say the school schedule stuff here, the students are enjoying their summer vacation, summer holiday. So that is why during this time, this place can be very crowded and can be very, let's say, vibrant. So if you like something something lively, something that brings you brings you joy, brings you up company, and anything like that, you can go to Vũng during May or June. And if you want to enjoy peace, you want to talk, let's say, have some time for yourself to think about anything for your life or anything like that, you can go to Dalat, right? We are talking about two popular vacation options for the viewer target of our live streaming. So if you want to go to Dalat, I think the best time is around, let's say, September to November. So during this time, there is a lot of fog. Fog is the cloud, let's say the smoke that was formed by the evaporations of water. So during this time, if you like the dreamy vibe or the the moody vibe, the dreamy or the moody vibe, I don't know, it's depends on perspective. But if you prefer the moody vibe, dreamy vibe of Delhi, you can go there during November, oh sorry, September to November. So during this time, I think that is the best time to see the clothes in a very dreamy way. So yeah, that is just two examples I can give you. But yeah, if I made something wrong or if your experience different from mine, just put it in the comment section below. And let us know I'm okay with that. Thank you. Well, all right, so how we understood the term of vacation. Vacation. All right, yes, I've been reading vacation, but yeah, some people, or this is the British pronunciation, so you're gonna pronounce it something like vacation, vacation. And I usually pronounce it vacation, vacation. Well, pretty much the same. So yeah, vacation is a period of time spent traveling or resting away from home. Yeah, you can understand it. Vacation is anything but your home. You can run away, it calls vacation. All right, so we have a lot of different type of vacation. But so let's give it briefly for you. So we have firstly that would be a cruise. So cruise can be great see multiple locations without paying for additional travel. So they are also ideal if you love the idea of selling and exploring the different activity on board. So cruises may be targeted to singles, couples, families, or people with certain interests or dietary preferences. Different cruises may feature lecture or topic like self-development or history, or some even teach passenger to sell as they travel. But yeah, let's say a cruise is not everybody's cup of tea. On the plus side, you don't have to plan much when you arrive at the ship. So when you go there, everything is planned for you. You can just enjoy your stay there, watching the sunset on the beach, or sunset on the sea, and yeah, everything like that. Enjoying your life like a millionaire. So that what would I describe the cruise? Okay. So that is if you not suffer from seasick and other illnesses that relate to the sea. Okay, but yeah, cruise would be a perfect luxurious options for you if you want to go on a vacation like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm very sick. Really good. So this slide is talking actually. Alright. So talking about next one, we have the road trip. So different from the cruise is that you got everything done for you, and not literally everything. Let's say 80% everything's done for you. A road trip can be a little bit opposite. So on a road trip, you have to do everything yourself. Let's say inexplain to a road trip is that you go from one place to different places, yeah, to different places, and you spend most of your time on your vehicles. Mhm. So that is what we call a road trip. So you spend most of the time on the road and exploring and sightseeing or anything like that. The advantages of road trip is that it can take you to the off the beaten path places you have never discovered otherwise, and let you plan your own personalized routes. So they can be a fun way to bond with your traveling companions, or if you're traveling solo, you can learn a lot about yourself. But this is a very active form of travel, so you have to make a lot of decisions, as I said, and stay alert all day. And clearly, if you hate driving a road trip, two will feel more like a work than a vacation. So yeah, choose wisely between driving yourself and having other people driven yourself. Okay, and then we have volunteer and learning vacation. I think this is quite boring. I'm not going to talk. Okay, we're going to talk about staycations. Um, Staycation is, say, you can understand the word by looking at it, I suppose. So staycation is actually the combination between two words, stay and vacation. So a staycation can be a chance to finally get to know your own home, city, or a town in a way that many people who work full time don't have the extra hours or energy to do. So staycation is actually exploring where you stay. Yeah, spending a vacation on where you stay. So you're exploring your own city or taking a trip from your home to nearby areas. Let's say it helps you to save a lot of cash while getting to know where you live in the home you live in, and without having to arrange for fun overnight lodging. So on the other hand, satisfying staycation requires some discipline on your part. They can easily turn into staycation mistakes with long stretches of sleeping in and sitting around the house. And if you are really craving new sights and sound, a staycation may not fulfill your desire to travel. So yeah, let's say staycation would be optimal for the one compared to me. So you can grab your bike, grab your car, drive around your city, drive around your town, explore it, and yeah, go back home at the end of the day. Not much, right? However, let's say if you're too familiar with your where you stay already, so that is not an option. Yeah. Okay, like fifth option we have here will be international travel. Don't need to explain. Go to another city, go to another country, learning about new cultures. Well, seeing new sites of different places around the world. So that's called international travel. I don't think I need to explain. Yeah, this is the new term. We have snowbirding. So snowbirding, either in your own vacation or so let's say I will try to give you the tip, and let's say if you can figure out what snowbirding means, right? Snowbirding either in your own vacation home or in other type of accommodation can be a great balance for homebodies who are also are drawn into traveling lifestyle. That's in addition to its main perk, escaping harsh northern winter. But snowbirds need to manage a lot of logistics, such as transporting vehicles, household goods, twice a year, and handling mail delivery and home maintenance issue from afar. Okay, I think what I just said is not really clear for you to understand. So snowbirding is that during winter or during the cold season, you move to another place, but this method requires you to have two houses, at least two houses. So during the cold season of one place, you move to another place, and you will try to, let's say, maintain or supervise the other house from afar. So there are a lot of things to do, and this is a very long vacation. So it may take up to month. It's not days, but month. Okay, so bear in mind, snowboarding, group and tour is enough. Right, traveling solo, opposite to group and tour. If you'd like to campaign for yourself, if you like yourself better, or if you like your own company, traveling solo is good for you. It can be life changing. Yeah, as I said. And for a group, if you like to be, let's say, connect to other people, make new friends, or have more making a stronger bonds with like-minded people with similar interests and traveling styles. Traveling in groups and tour would be a very good way, a very good method options that you can choose on your holiday. Mm, and yet, there can be a way for single people who dislike solo travel to experience the places they wouldn't otherwise. Mhm. Okay. And yeah, number nine, we have multi-generational travel. Ooh, this sounds very stressing for me because multi-generational travel is not as relaxing as it's supposed to be. So it is, you can understand it is a family vacation, such as the trip with grandparents, adults, kids, and grandkids coming all along in a vacation. So you know how messed up it is, right? Can be a rare, but it can be a rare opportunity to bring everyone together and create lasting memories. Yeah, I don't deny this one. But yeah, this is obviously true. It can be a very good opportunity for you to make a lot of memories with your family members. Okay, so on the other hand, depending on the relationships and travel preferences of everyone involved, they can lead to conflicts. So let's say that as in many people may become conflicts. So a good family vacation requires effective communication, of course. So try to make it clear with each other, try to agree on something first before we setting off for the places, because during the time you spend on your vacation, You don't want any arguments. You want any conflicts. You want to think about anything that might ruin your vacation plans. So yeah, effective communication before and during the trip about everything that from money to activity to let's say make up for everybody's expectations. So it can be tricky to find the perfect destinations as you have to consider everyone's need and interest. Yeah, very difficult. Very sophisticated to have a multi-generational travel vacation. Okay. That is my conclusion. Very sophisticated. Okay, and yeah, talking about vacation, it will be a miss if we don't mention about the accommodation or where you're gonna stay during your vacation. So accommodation might be very varied, doesn't it? You can say a lot of options for you to choose. Okay, so here are some recommendations or some options for you to look at and make up your mind for where you're gonna stay in your next vacation, on your next vacation. Uh, okay, I think. All right, so yeah, we have, let's say accommodation, we have the three most basic terms that you might have already know. We have hotel, we have motel, and yeah, we have the other one that we is already given to you. Slide. I'm sorry, I didn't put it in the same slide. Have to. You say yeah, we got hotel, the very basic type of accommodations. Motel on a more affordable side of hotel. And yeah, we have the popular nowadays options for people to book their accommodation with the Airbnb. Yeah, Airbnb. There's a lot of Airbnb platform on the internet nowadays, and you can get coupon, you can get discounts or better price there. So some Airbnb website I can see nowadays would be Airbnb.com. I think so. Maybe from Vietnam, yeah. Airbnb.com and maybe Agoda, Agoda, yeah, Agoda, maybe Booking.com, Traveloka, a lot of things like that. But let's say Airbnb just gonna stick to the name Airbnb.com so that we can get the best stay. And let's say derived from the original Airbnb, we have B&B. So B&B means bed and breakfast. Is a new way of accommodation, a new options of accommodation that people now can choose for their vacation. And yeah, that was what we're going to talk about, hosteling. Hostel, yeah, let me type it here. Get everything clear. Here we have hostel. How to say? Uh, you understood? I explained hotel and motel already. But this word is going to be pronounced as hostel. So hostel is the type of accommodation that you're going to share with a lot of people. So hostel or youth hotel is a good options for those who traveling in group. Let's say a group of a lot of people, because they can stay together and have some let's say bonding moment together. So that is what hostels are for. All right, hostel. So yeah, there are three different basic type of accommodation you can see once a day: hotel, motel, and hostel. Besides that, we have camping, of course, staycation, and obvious staycation. I explain it. Staycation is, let's say, what is it called? Staycation is vacation where you stay. Okay. Staycation at home is a good way for you to get to know where you stay, right? And yeah, as opposed to camping, where you spend most of your time in nature and supplies yourself with everything you have. Can all-inclusive package would be an optimal option for those who enjoy a truly relaxing vacation. Now, you know what I mean, like truly relaxing vacation. You don't have to do anything. Just go there. Everything is done for you. So yeah, I'm talking about all-inclusive package. All-inclusive package, you gotta understand, is some luxury hotel or some luxury spa resorts. So picture a week at a luxury resort hotel where your only worry is which cocktail to order. So while the precise definition can vary, the term usually means that the room and board and taxes and gratuities are covered in front of one-time fee. Additional activities or experiences may or may not need to be booked separately for an extra charge. Other types of all-inclusive treat, including yoga retreat, a safari, or a stay at a dude ranch. So the pros of all-inclusive package vacation include having all the needs taken care of and knowing what you're getting getting upfront without having to pay for things along the way. Cons for some travel is that pre-planning it feels different. You know, like it's fixed in one and you can do anything different. And even pampering and free drinks can get boring after a day or two. So you cannot drink wine, you can drink beverage, soft drink, yeah, for kids. For kids, maybe soft drink, but for dad pops, maybe the dad pops. I think dad pops maybe beverage or beers. So yeah, having them every day, 3 meals a day, can be quite boring. It can be quite annoying sometimes. So yeah, all-inclusive package when you don't want to do anything, camping when you want to involve. So there are different type of accommodation for you to choose. And we have transportation. Yeah, transportation is how you get into your destinations. So talking about transportation, we have four different type or four different methods of transportation right here. Let's talk about air transportation first. So easily you can think of the plane, right? So air transportation is rapidly growth during the recent years. Long distance travel has become much simpler and much more affordable. So this is now is measured in hours and not in kilometers. The word and indeed strong can become a small village, right? Okay, yeah, so for air transport, I think it would be suitable for those who prefer quick, comfortable, the fast delivery, the fast, comfortable method of moving. While the road transportation, oh yeah. While we are in the air transportation, let's have a little bit of classified here. We have two types of airlines here. So two types of airlines, including the scheduled airlines and the chartered airline. So scheduled airlines operates in regular schedules, and chartered airline or the non-scheduled airline operate only when there's a demand, mainly during tourist seasons. I don't see this type of airlines in Vietnam yet, but let's say maybe in other countries they have it, but not in Vietnam. So far, I see every airlines in Vietnam work, let's say throughout the year. So yeah. Okay. So there are two types of air transport. Moving on to road transport, we have easy to understand, right? Tourists can use their own motorbike when holidaying. So cars and coaches carry long distance, but train facility is also available to certain country. So tourist coaches and buses are prepared for large tourist group traveling together on a specified tour itinerary. What is that word? Itinerary. 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 Okay, itinerary. Let's see. If I look it up, can you look it up? So. Oh, itinerary, itinerary. Okay, itinerary is a planned route or a journey. Let me share my knowledge with you. Yeah, honestly, I don't know this one. Routes or journey. Yeah, itinerary. Itinerary. Okay. Is it? Many tourists prefer to travel in comfort and privacy, so they hire cars. Cars of various makes and the standards are available on a rental basis. Take rail transport, which is the train, very popular means of transportation before the plane arrived. So yeah, but nowadays the rail is also available, is still available. And it can be a very fun experience if you haven't tried the train before. So try to get on the train and let's say enjoy the spectacular sights that it gives you along the way. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed about that. Okay. Any last little water transport like cruise or going on a ship? Told you before. Easy, easy. Right. So talking about the advantages and disadvantages of these transportation method, these means of transportation. For the air transport, you already know that it's had the direct routes, high-speed quick service. But in order to have all of those benefits, you have to pay a very high price. You can suffer from jet lag, unsuitable for heavy bulk cargo. So if you have a lot of luggage and if you have to transfer a lot of things more than the limitations of the airlines, this cannot be a good idea for you. Okay. And yeah, for road transport, flexibility is the utmost advantage of road transportation, right? It also reliable and your technical service economical, but it is low speed. It also having some carrying capacity limited, and yeah, high risk. So let's say you can get into accidents. You are careful. All right, but yeah, so just some brief pros and cons of these means of transportation. We have railways. So railways are the best option for long distance travel, cheaper than air transport. And if you are carrying a large capacity of luggage, it has a dependable service, quicker than road transportation. And yeah, my favorite point of rail transportation is the ability to view scenery on the route is the advantage, or another advantage, or the things I like about rail transportation. In less than water transport, it can be economical, carrying, let's say, capacity enormously. So you can put a whole cargo on it. You don't have to worry about that. Developed internationally imposed traits are the advantage of long-term. Okay. So yeah, let's keep it short. So I think it's 44 minutes now. Yeah. Good track though. Okay. So yeah, is it important to take a vacation? Yes, sir. Of course, it is important to give yourself a treat after working 8 hours a day, maybe more, 7 days a week. No, maybe 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Okay, 5, 6 days a week. For 6 continuously months. So yeah, it's time for you to take a vacation. Good job. Just take a vacation, refresh yourself, and yeah, you will not expect the benefits of taking a vacation will help your life as well as your mood. Okay, so here are the benefits. It can improve your mental health, of course. No need to talk about that. In fact, a study showed that after taking a vacation, traveler will feel less anxious. They feel happier and well rested. Okay. Prevent heart disease. Yeah, you really correctly. If you can take a vacation for yourself, then do it for the sake of your heart and for your overall physical health. So study shows that taking a vacation can lower your stress level and caused by working, which can in turn prevent your risk for heart disease or heart attack. Some close relations, right? Okay. And yeah, it can increase your productivity and your creativity. So perhaps it's the best way to improve your job performance is a luxurious trip to Italy, Milan. Yeah, you can go to Milan, watch some fashion show, spend some extra money on those 5-star Michelin hotel, oh sorry, restaurant. And yeah, you can obviously see that everything pay off after that trip because it can increase your productivity and creativity because you spend a lot of money on that trip, so you have to work in order to compensate. So that is why, but I'm just joking. According to a study, when our brain are exposed to new languages, new sights, or new sounds, new cultures, it's revitalize your minds and boost your creativity in the long run. So yeah, it's actually worked on my example was just don't take it serious. And yeah, planning makes you happy. Okay, yeah, makes you happy. You know, like even planning makes you happy. Even if that let's say all your expectations for your trip makes you happy. So why not planning for your trip and let's say planning something ahead for a few months ahead is also okay. But yeah, it can be a source of happiness for you during planning for your vacation. Yeah, let's say strengthen relationship, let's say heaten your relationship, hâm nóng tình cảm in Vietnamese. So yeah, that would be a good option for you or for families or for couples to have a better bond with each other. Okay, so that is the benefits. Do you remember anything after vacation? Somehow a little bit of it. Yeah, the reason why I put this question here is because I have some tips for you to make your vacation more memorable. Is what I'm going to do here. So memorable, the word memorable can be understood as worth remembering or easy to remember, especially because of being special or unusual. Okay, so there are 10 principles about traveling that makes your vacation more memorable. So firstly, you need to open your mind, try to stretch your boundaries, experience something new, discover yourself, interact, engage, listen, embrace. Traveling with awe, wonder, awe. I don't know how this word is pronounced. Awe. Yeah, I forgot to research about this word. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, that is the sound of it. Oh, oh. Okay. So travel with O is that O is a feeling of mixed with fear or wonder. Mhm. So if you see some spectacular sights or some majestic mountain, you just say, oh, so that is traveling with O, wonder, and gratitude. Okay. Taking moments and memories over possessions. Be present and passionate. Slow it down a little bit to you so you can enjoy more things on your trip, on your vacation. Right? Swing in hammocks. Hammocks is the thing that you can lay on, and it goes like this. Let's say if you were a kid, you maybe if you were a kid at my the same if you are the same as my age or my time, you can understand that if you are a kid, you obviously at least sleep on the hammock for once. So it is the guy in Vietnamese. Okay. So swinging hammock at sunset often can give you a very peaceful or tranquil feeling. Okay. So try to do that on your next vacation. Love that is not like give back and share what you have learned. So yeah, those are the tips that you can make your vacation more memorable. And here are some problems that can happen or can ruin your vacation. So traveling with the wrong person. Okay, traveling with the wrong person doesn't sound very nice, right? So the solution to this is take some time to get to know your travel companion and be honest about your expectation for the trip. And don't be afraid to speak up if you are unhappy with how things are going. So communication, right? Forgetting to pack some important items like passport, credit cards. Solution to this is make a list of everything you need and separate them by putting have small shoulder bags or say small backpack for the important items that you might need when you are at the airport or when you are walking on the street. So having something to carry is a good idea, and making a list, making a checklist. So make sure that everything is not left behind. It's not left behind. Okay, taking things too seriously. What you can the solution for this is that plan ahead as much as possible. So you don't have to spend your vacation worrying about anything else. And remember that it's okay to change your plans, right? If they're not working out, mm, okay. And finally, don't forget to enjoy the little moment and embrace the unknown. So that is what makes traveling so exciting. Okay. Yeah, not planning. So yeah, completely opposite to that. We have not planning ahead. Sounds pretty irresponsible, right? So to avoid this, we try to start in planning a trip as soon as you know your dates, and make a list of the things that you want to do and see, and research the best time to do them. And if the ticket are required, purchase them in advance, so you don't have to worry about the sold out shows or attraction. Okay, and yeah, another problem is overspending, going way beyond your budget. Okay, so to avoid overspending on your trip, it's important to set a budget and stick to it. Start by estimating your total cost, including travel, accommodation, food, activity, and souvenirs. Then break down your expense into daily and or weekly limits. So once you know how much you can afford, keep track of your spending and stick to your budget. This may require some self-control, but it will worth it when you can enjoy your vacation without worrying. Overpacking and unpacking, you can yeah, this is the problem. You can figure out the solution to it. Okay? Hidden hotel fee. Yes, you can see this quite a lot. So, hidden hotel fee. In order to avoid this, you need to read the fine print carefully before booking your room. You can also call the hotel in advance and ask about the additional charges. Being aware of hidden fee can help you ensure your vacation stays within your budget. Okay, that will lead to the overspending, especially, and losing your belongings, losing your passport, wallets, or phone. To avoid losing important things while you're on vacation, make sure to keep them in a safe place at all times. modern problems require no resolution. Okay, missing your flights and bus ride home. So to avoid missing your flight or bus, arrive early at the airport or the station. This will give you plenty of time to check in and go through security and board the flight or bus. And yeah, last thing will be travel theft. Travel theft would be a backpack situation. So when traveling, try to remain aware of your surrounding and be cautious of anyone who might seem over-friendly or helpful. Trust your instinct and move away from the situation if something doesn't feel right. All right. So throughout this live stream today, I think I I hope that I somehow helped you with your planning or making up your mind about the next vacation ideas. So thank you for watching, but that is all the time we have for our live stream today. So probably just gonna end it here, and we'll see you in the next live stream on Friday. So stay tuned for it. Thank you for watching, and come over us for more content. Peace.